Yes, then, folks, welcome to the Works, Dirt and Kayfabe podcast with me, Geek Boy Meta. I'm just recording this now, just literally after Monday Night Raw's just finished. Um, it was, excuse the cough there. It was, I think the cough's more out of shock, to be honest. That was a bizarre end to Monday Night Raw. I'll get onto it in a minute, but basically, top headline is Oklahoma really wants R-Truth back, and also Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, has just qualified for the Money in the Bank by beating, get this, CM Punk and AJ Styles. I just did a short a minute ago. I'll just say it wasn't what I would have chosen, and leave it at that. That just seems an absolutely bizarre decision to me, to be honest. But anyway, on with the podcast. So yeah, like I said with you guys, I usually do this. I'm going to try and do this after Raw. I also watch AEW, so I'm going to do like a separate one for that, hopefully going forward on Thursday, so I won't do too much on AEW. Just to say, last week that there was a really cool bit with Swerve, Will Ospreay, and Hangman Adam Page, when Will was trying to get them both together, and it was like an absolute fire promo from all three lads. It was really, really good. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And the other thing that happened on AEW was Tony Storm's promo battle with Mercedes Moné. That was really, really good as well. Like I said, I'm going to do more about AEW on the AEW podcast, whatever the hell it's going to turn out to be. But yeah, just returning to Raw. So basically, Punk started it all off, cut a promo saying that he was going to, obviously win Money in the Bank, and he wanted to go for a title, and it wasn't just about money anymore, and it's about time CM Punk had gold on his waist, the usual stuff, not one of Punk's greatest promos or anything. Sami Zayn then came out and basically said, well, you're going to have to make sure that you win, because if Seth Rollins gets his hand on the briefcase, then WWE is going to change forever, and also that if you do qualify and win the briefcase and also cash in that I want to be first in line for your title, and then they shook hands, usual two faces giving respect to each other. So yeah, started off, I'm just looking at the results at the moment actually. So the next thing was there was Money in the Bank qualifier for the women's match, and it was the last one. So it was Steph Fakir versus Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan. Probably my favourite match of the night. I thought it was really, really good. I thought all three ladies were absolutely superb. Stephanie Vakir is just, she's just ridiculous. She's just such a good wrestler. Like, everything she does is just like, there's no wasted motion. It's effortless. It's graceful. Like, she's just absolutely bloody superb, to be honest. Obviously Liv Morgan, great heel. Probably one of the best in the business at the minute. Really, really good. I did want to, out of all three women though, the one that I did want to pick for the MVP was Ivy Nile. I think she's superb. I have to say, I think she's really, really superb. She did this move where she like German suplexed both women, gripped them round the waist, gripped them round the waist even, and then German suplex both of them like nearly over her head. It was absolutely just for such a slight wrestler, for her to have that power and everything. I mean, so she's obviously a very, very powerful woman. I think she's got background in freestyle wrestling or Olympic wrestling or something like that. I'm not too sure, but she is really, really good. My only concern with Ivy is she's okay where she's at the minute in the stable that she's in, but if you're being honest, there's about 15 to 20 women who are in front of her at the minute, at least, bare minimum. So is she likely to reach the likes of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair? I would have my doubts, but like if they can turn her into like a killer, like a WWE based Ronda Rousey or an Amanda Nunes or something like that, then maybe she's got a chance. But but yeah, no, for tonight, just wanted to say she was absolutely superb. Also, as well, I've just done a short on this, so the entire night I want to say 3 of the matches at least, possibly 4, there were very, very loud chants for our truth. Like, we want our truth, we want our truth, and we want truth, we want truth. And they even had it at the men's match at the end, which I was quite surprised about, because I was thinking at the time, both women's matches had it, which is a bit unfair on the lasses, really, in my opinion. But I'm just going on to the next results. But yeah, it's caused a right something stir, this. I think you're at the point where WWE might have to seriously consider rehiring R-Truth. Because obviously after 6-7 months it'll start to go away, but this is not going away anytime soon. This is whoever came up with this decision, this is a catastrophic error. I mean, look, R-Truth was not top tier or anything by any stretch of the imagination, but he was beloved by the WWE universe, and you could have kept him around to do anything. Like, I was listening to Busted Open earlier, and LaGreca and Bully Ray and Mark Henry, and they were suggesting all sorts of ideas. Like, he could have done a podcast with like rappers that he knows, or he could have just been excuse me, an ambassador or a manager or R-Truth as commentator for NXT or something like that. There was so many things that they could have done with that lad, because he's multi-talented, and to just chuck him. I mean, I know his contract was expiring, but it's just a bizarre decision. I mean, it doesn't sound to me like Triple H would have made it either. I mean, obviously he would have been involved, but it seems very unlike Triple H to make some sort of error like that. But I don't know, but yeah, there were a lot of people who were very, very pissed off about that. Next, we had War Raiders versus Judgment Day. Meh, it was all right. Roxanne Perez caused the distractions and helped Finn and JD McDonough to beat them. So not a lot to write home about. After that as well, Liv Morgan sort of came to the back, and Finn and JD were celebrating. And then she was like, why have you invited her again to get involved in the match? And Finn is obviously like trying to play both sides. I think he's basically trying to get Liv. I think he's trying to get rid of Liv and Dominic from the group and just reform it with him, JD, and Roxanne. Obviously, Carlito wasn't there as well, so maybe they recreate the stable, or maybe Roxanne joins and Finn is the one who gets chucked out. I don't know. Obviously, you'd have the three ladies, the three ladies and JD, I think. Are there anyone else? Yeah, no, because obviously there's no Priest, there's no Carlito anymore. So how that works going forward, I don't know. But I mean, Judgment Day, I would be very surprised if they're around next year. I think they'll go their separate ways. Balor could do with turning face again, to be honest, and getting back in world title contention. He shouldn't be in that sort of position, wrestler of his quality. But again, WWE has so many fantastic wrestlers. I mean, how he's going to get up there with Roman, Seth, and Punk, I don't know, but I think he needs to go, in my opinion. Then there was Lyra Valkyria cutting a promo on Becky Lynch. Becky had done a pre-tape and basically called Lyra all the names under the sun. And then Lyra invited us to the ring to get physical. Becky Lynch refused, so she doesn't fight in Oklahoma for some stupid reason. And then Lyra chased her, and then they had like a mini brawl and got separated. Fair play to Lyra, she's still not quite there with her promos just yet, but she has shown a lot of fire recently, so fair play to the girl. There was a backstage thing with Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vakir, Rhea wishing good luck to Steph. Then there was Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. That was a okay match, not quite as good as I thought it was going to be. Rawlins at the end came in and basically interrupted the match, so it got thrown out, started attacking Jey and Sami, and then Punk came out of a steel chair and basically got all them three lads away. And then it was a bit of like it was the most obvious thing in the world was going to happen because Seth actually on camera basically said, we know where he's going to be later. And it's like, well, we all know they're coming out. So that's just kind of ruined it. So thank you, Seth, for that. Also, as well, I'll just mention Pat McAfee, absolutely brilliant trolling. He, I can't remember what the match was, but there was more Half-Truth Chants. And then Cole said something to McAfee, and McAfee said something like, yeah, that's what's up. And it's just like cheeky little git, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was quite funny. What else? Kairi Sane beat Raquel Rodriguez, bit of a nothing match, that one. There was a run-in from Io Sky helping out Kairi Sane because they were both cheating. Liv Morgan was cheating in the background. So Judgment Day is in a bit of a shambles, to be honest, other than Balor and McDonough winning. And then we get to the finish. Yeah, if you're listening to this as a podcast, as I've said before, if you hear me go quiet, it's because I'm either shaking my head or like waving my hands about. So I apologise if you're listening to this on your YouTube podcast. But the finish of that match was just, I thought it was ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous to be. Not just because I'm a big CM Punk fan or that I wanted AJ Styles to win, but I mean it had to be one of them two. If you're not going to give it to Punk, it's got to go to AJ Styles because my worry is the lineup. In fact, I'll just bring that up now for the men's. I mean, the women's lineup is quality, absolute quality. But the men's, without wishing to be rude. So you've got Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. Now, I know they're trying to elevate people like, obviously, your Jacob Fatus, your Pentas, El Grande America, well, Chad Gable, obviously, but I mean, I don't know, Solo Sikoa and Andrade, do they really need to be in the match? Unless, I don't know, Jacob was going to run in and wreck shop, as he would say, and batter Solo. I don't know, does something happen at Worlds Collide in the Chad Gable match beforehand, and then he gets attacked by loads of luchadors and he gets his mask ripped off him? I don't know. It's just a very, very odd decision. I mean, look, I like Chad Gable. I'm not a massive fan of this El Grande Americano thing, to be honest, at all. I mean, it's funny in places, but it's kind of run its course. That's been going on for 3 months, and it's like, yeah, we get it, just rip his mask off kind of thing. If it was Chad Gable himself, because I really rate Chad, and it was like serious, like Kurt Angle mode, I'd say, yeah, fair play, I can understand that. Maybe he reveals at the end that he's actually Chad Gable, and then Gable carries the briefcase around till Mania or something like that. I don't know. It just seemed very, very. I mean, with Money in the Bank, if I had to pick someone who I think it should be now, I would just go with LA Knight personally. I think, I mean, he's always super over with the crowd. I mean, I posted a short about an LA Knight toy that I saw, which is on my channel on the wrestling section, and it was just a random 30-second view, and it's had like 2,000 views or something like that, and then loads and loads of comments. And like, this guy is, people really, really like him, and he's already gone for Money in the Bank before, so maybe you pull the trigger on him. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if WWE does something like give it to El Grande Americano, Solo, or Andrade, and it's not who you think it's going to be. I suppose really it has to be Seth Rollins, and then he can do a quick cash in on Jey Uso. Maybe even does it after the Gunther match on Raw next week. I don't know, but I mean, I suppose technically it would have to go with Rollins, but I would have it go to LA Knight. So yeah, overall with Raw, not as good as last week. I enjoyed last week. Today was alright, but I'd only say one of the matches. So Ivy Nile, and Steph Fakir and Liv Morgan was definitely the match of the night for me. Obviously it's cool seeing Punk as a Punk fan, but like the finish is just, I just thought it was bizarre. I thought it was absolutely bizarre. like I said, so Money in the Bank going forward, obviously Money in the Bank is on Saturday, so you get Worlds Collide, which is on YouTube. So that's Luchadors basically against WWE and NXT and all that. And then straight after that, you get Money in the Bank. So apparently it's literally across the road from wherever it is in LA. Yeah, you've got the men's Money in the Bank, which I'm now not remotely looking forward to. I mean, it's people like, you've got like Drew McIntyre's not in the match, like Priest isn't in the match. But obviously Roman's nowhere to be seen. You haven't got Punk in it, you haven't got Rhodes in it because he's tied up with the other match, which is Cody and Jay versus Logan Paul and John Cena. Then you've got the women's match, and Lyra versus Bex, which should be good as well. So I'm looking forward to most of it, but the men's one's kind of been soured now. I mean, technically Punk's not even going to be there unless he's going to cost Rawlins his briefcase back, which is what I would suspect would happen if Rawlins doesn't win. But maybe they're just going to give Punk some time off, I don't know, because obviously he's doing all his media appearances and stuff at the minute. Yeah, so that was Raw. I'd give it, I'd have it straddling between a C+ and a B-, basically, something along them lines. It was all right, not great, but certainly not awful, basically. Did what it needed to do to get to Money in the Bank. So yeah, that's basically it for some of the podcast. Just to say, because it is like 5 to 4 in the UK in the morning, I need to go and get some sleep. Just to say, I'll be covering Money in the Bank on Saturday, so from 12, so there'll be a vlog and shorts as per usual. I'll try and watch a bit of Worlds Collide, but I'll just be completely honest, I don't know much about AAA at all, so I'm just going to watch it as for what it is and just enjoy it and try and learn some new stuff about wrestling, basically. Yeah, it should be good. That should be good. I am probably looking forward to that, actually. So yeah, I'll be covering Money in the Bank on Saturday night. Also, keep an eye on the channel because there'll be a couple of other things dropping on Saturday. I'm going to a horror fest in York, as I've said before on the channel, and there will be a bonus video from something else happening in York as well on that day, but I'll keep that as a surprise. So yeah, and also just a reminder, I'll be looking to cover AEW on Thursday morning / afternoon from now on, because obviously I don't get a chance to talk about it that much, but I'm going to try and get one of those passes, the AEW Triller Fight Pass thing or whatever it is. I'm going to try and get that in the next couple of weeks, but in the meantime I'll just watch the highlights on YouTube and then give my reaction from there. And also just to say as well, speaking of AEW, I will be there on August the 24th for Bank Holiday for Forbidden Door, and 3 days later I'll be watching WWE in Leeds with Wife Boy Meta and Son Boy Meta, which will be very interesting. So there we go. Yeah, cool. That'll do. Right, everyone. I'm off to bed because it's very, very late. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.